Hello, and welcome back to Dark Souls 3. So, I've been doing this for a minute. On the left side, you can see their health bar. Kind of, a tiny bit, for a second. And it's getting pretty low, actually. But, yeah, this is completely unupgraded. There we go. So, yeah, completely unupgraded longbow, 10 strength, 14 dex. We went from 99 to 57 wood arrows, and doing that, you get a large titanite shard. So, there you go. And now the dragon doesn't come back. We also got a titanite shard from one of the enemies before I started recording. But anyways, here you get the claymore. An extremely good weapon, and it is my go-to weapon. It's not the best at any one thing, but it is extremely versatile. I mean, good damage, good range, good speed. It's not really lightweight, but it's not really heavy. Like, it's just not bad at anything. Unlike this mimic, which is bad at trying to follow me. But with that, they go down. Deep battle axe. I actually don't... Like, why is it called Deep? I know that there's Cathedral of the Deep, but what is the Deep? I simply must know. But that puts us at 3, right? Yeah. Well, we need 4, so we can make our way down a little bit. Hope we get one more. Or 1 second. So, this is, or I'm recording this in the sequence of runs right after the Beast Cutter run for Bloodborne. And something I didn't know at the time, and something you may hear, is I was just starting to get sick as I was doing the voiceover for the final, like, 3 or 4 parts of the Beast Cutter run. Again, I didn't know that at the time, and then it just hit me like a truck the same day I finished recording. So, thankful it was willing to hold off that long, but if I'd waited one more day to record, I just would not have been able to. It wasn't anything serious, but it lasted a while. It lasted a full 2 weeks, and it just made my voice super scratchy. You may still be able to hear that. So, if it sounds like I'm losing my voice, or if it sounds like my voice is super scratchy, I'm sorry. I'm the road of recovering from that right now. But 2 weeks without recording was a lot, and I wanted to get back into it. Thankfully, I had a little pile up of videos, so there wasn't a 2-week gap, but yeah, just I forgot the roll. But like, we could parry the Great Axe guys. Something tells me we probably can't parry these guys. Oh, you could hear it there. Oh no. That was the opposite of the way I rolled, but okay. And we got Estus back. And an Ember. And over here, off in this little corner, boop, this is a... Hello. Anyways, this is a second thrusting sword. So, compared to the S-Stock, it has 30 more critical. It has better dex scaling, but worse strength scaling. And it's 1.5 lighter. So if you're going pure dex, or if you're going into like parries, the Rapier is good, but also it's noticeably shorter. And something I mentioned in part 1 was that this thing has range, and I like that. Range is very good, and something else I mentioned quite a lot was that parrying in Dark Souls 3 a lot harder than it is in the earlier games. I don't know about Dark Souls 2, but Dark Souls 1 and Bloodborne, parrying is way harder in this game. And so I don't really see the risk-reward being worth it in this game, because the risk is too much. It's too, like, mechanically demanding. Which I don't know how to feel about that. About calling something too mechanically demanding. Did we get the... No, we didn't. Jesus Christ. You probably can't hear that because I fixed a lot of the mic stuff, but I'm not the only one who got sick. And there's someone in the house who currently has it much worse than I do. So hopefully they get better, but they just went on a massive coughing fit. And you there? Come here. Come here, what'd you say? Thank you. Alright. And back up the... Kinda reset them. And there we go. That's good. But also, then we have these guys. Yeah. These guys really like to turtle behind their shields. And they really like to shield bash. And if you have a weapon... Yeah, if you have a weapon that can't push through a great shield, these guys are a nightmare. If you have a weapon class that can push through, they're easy, totally fine, no problem. But I think I may have to start pushing into skills, because Shield Splitter, pretty good. I mean, he didn't put up his shield for any of those, but still. Pushing the skills a bit, probably going to be very necessary this run. Which, I don't tend to use skills, so this will be a new experience. Though that's part of why I use different weapon classes each run. Just to find those new experiences, see what's good, see what's bad, maybe learn something new. You never know. Here's Emma.
Ah, the wait has been long, unkindled one. I am Emma, High Priestess of Lothric Castle. Allow me to speak frankly. You will not find the Lords of Cinder here. They have left, gone, to their journey homes, converging at the base of this castle. Head to the bottom of the high wall, forge on through the great gate, and raise this banner to proceed. This farewell gift is for you. It is the insignia of an old covenant. If you fear trespassers, dark spirits drawn by the embers, then etch this upon your heart, and the old Concord will beckon noble blue sentinels to hunt these foul spirits. Unkindled one, head to the high wall's base. Go through the great gate and raise this banner to proceed. But beware, the dog keeps a close eye on things. The vile watchdog of the Boreal Valley.
So, the first thing that she gave us, this we need to continue on to the next area after beating the boss. The second thing is just an online thing. And the third was a warning about what boss is coming up next. Which I think that's pretty neat. And hello. And you can go down, and we can back up. Ooh. And as you may have noticed, I got a little better at parrying. Lothric Knight Helmet and Ember. Lucerne, we can sell the helmet because we're not using that this run. We can sell the Lucerne. Right, good. Ooh. I don't know if fighting this guy is gonna be a good idea. 'Cause he's tough. Alright. Ow. So, Shield Splitter doesn't break their guard. Trading hits is probably not a smart idea. But it worked out in the end. And killing him for the first time gets you a guaranteed refined gem. And, We had everything except the pants for the Lothric Knight set. Already. And considering that's something you're probably gonna have to grind, might be good to go with that this run. Not part of the original planning, but might be good just as an opportunity thing. If we get the pants, I might. That's just a might, though. No promises just yet. Still had 3, though.
Just what?
So we're still 1 away on that. Tragic. Because that'd be a 11 base and 2 additional. An extra 13 damage is pretty good. That gets us to 5. I may want to hold 1 blue flask if we're going to use Shield Splitter, but not for now. And going with this would bring us up 8 damage. So...
Pretty big.
Yep. But here's Greirat. We saved him at the very end of part 1.
Oh, hello, you're back. And in one piece. Well, now it's time I do my part. Whatever trinket you need, speak up. Just don't ask me where I got them. Do me a favor and don't forget our promise. Give this ring to old Loretta at the base of the high wall. A nuisance, I know, but it will help me tie up some loose ends. Do me a favor. Do me a nuisance.
Alright. So, he's another merchant. He sells some stuff. So, like bandit, knife, which is a very good dagger. Long sword, just like the basic straight sword. An alternate version of the claymore. I don't think it's as good, but you also don't have to go through dragon fire to get to it, so. Mace, pretty good hammer. Spear, pretty standard spear. You get the buckler if you're into parrying. You got the kite shield if you want a pretty basic shield. You have a normal armor set. And you can also get standard arrows, which do a bit more damage than the wood arrows that the Shrine Handmaiden sells. You can also get fire arrows if you want to do some fire damage.
Goodbye.
But for now, they're pretty similar in terms of what they sell. Because, I mean, just like dagger, a normal straight sword, though she sells a curved sword and a halberd. And yeah, so wood arrows are 5 souls cheaper, but do 15 less damage. So it might sound weird to say, hey, go with standard arrows for doing like 30% more damage while costing double the price, but like 5 to 10 souls is nothing. Like that's 642. Alright, half that. 321. Like, it's pretty good either way. But we can sell these, we can sell these. I don't use these. I don't really use these, but they may come in handy at some point. I don't use those. I like to keep one of everything. Of these, like, just in case. But this is the thrusting sword run, so anything that isn't a thrusting sword can go. I'll keep the claymore just because I love the claymore. It is one of the best weapons in the game. Keep the longbow because I use that for a few things here and there. Selling the deserter pants because we used that already with the halberd set, and we can't use armor sets 2 times in a row. I'll keep the Lothric knight set just in case I get the pants because it's one away, and I'll keep those for now.
Ashen one.
Welcome, host. Speak. Very. Then take.
Alright, so
Let these souls withdrawn from their vessels.
4
Manifestations of
levels.
disparity, elucidated by fire, burrow deep within me, retreating to a darkness beyond the reach of flame. Let them assume a new master.
Yeah, that should be fine.
Farewell, Admin.
It still kind of sucks that we were 1 away. And throw the claymore in there. But like I said, it sucks that we were 1 Titanite shard away. Because each upgrade is pretty significant this early on. But the next boss coming up isn't too hard. I don't think I've ever fought them with a poking weapon before. I pretty much always fight them with either a long sword or the claymore, or like sometimes an axe. Ow! Alright, I am not paying attention. I should probably be doing that in order to not die, or to walk into Vordt with 1 Estus. Now, we could do summons, but I'm not going to. We could Ember up, I'm not going to. We could fight the knights, I'm not going to. I would rather preserve my Estus, because it is better to be safe than dead. And with that being said, we can get ourselves a cutscene. I think overall, Vordt is a pretty good early game boss. He's not really stand out, but he does his job and he does it fine. Although I've never understood why they introduced Frostbite this early on. Yeah, because if Vordt hits you, they build up frostbite. And it was kind of weird to me that they did that, because frostbite isn't really a thing you deal with in this game. It's like the most I see frostbite in all of Dark Souls 3 is Vordt. And it's like, this early on, you probably don't know what any of the status effects even do. Besides, like, maybe blood loss? Or poison? But even then... Oh, we're frostbitten. But we get Soul of the Boreal Valley. Vordt. I got embered up because I lost it. And 3,000 souls. Where it's like, poison and blood loss are more of like just common sense thing, but like frostbite, I tend to be pretty knowledgeable about these games, and I tend to pride myself on gaining that knowledge through just playing the game and figuring things out. I don't tend to look things up unless I really, really have to, or until I've beaten the game a ton of times. Like, Dark Souls 3, I don't think I looked anything up until, like, 20, 30 runs in. My foot's doing something weird. Anyways, but frostbite was something that I didn't figure out until Elden Ring came out, because it shows up so infrequently, and it doesn't really do much here. It's like, you can be frostbitten and just ignore it. You can't really ignore poison. You definitely can't ignore toxic. But you get frostbitten, you can just ignore it, and it doesn't really change anything. So, anyways, peer over the cliff and hold up the banner. So, the banner we got from Emma. If you come here without it, you just can't proceed, so you need to go back up. So, you need to talk to her and recognize that she exists in order to get this cutscene. And that drops us off at the Undead Settlement, where we can get a bonfire. And okay, we can get a level close to 2. And souls. And I don't know if we should do Yoel's quest or not, because our armor doesn't cover our face, which means if we go beef jerky mode, then we're just in beef jerky mode. And there's no hiding that. Well, we can throw that on. I mean, if we get the Lothric night pants, then we can hide it, but... Aside of that, not much we can do unless we're willing to give up a ring spot. Though, I'll at least get him for now.
Please, grant me death. Undo my shackles. Oh. Oh, then it's true. A champion of Ash as I live and breathe. To be in your presence is a great honor. I am Yoel of Londor, a pilgrim, as you can see, only somehow I failed to die as was ordained. Well, perhaps my calling lies elsewhere. Say, champion of Ash, how does the idea of taking me into your service strike you? I was once a sorcerer. Surely I can be of use. Oh, I am honored, truly. I should be dead, yet you have granted me purpose anew. I, Yoel of Londor, do solemnly swear myself to you.
He mentions that he was once a sorcerer. And I don't know if that's supposed to give the player the impression that he's going to be the sorcerer NPC. But he does sell a few sorceries. He's not the one you go to buy sorceries, though. I mean, I think even the Shrine Handmaiden has better sorceries. I could be wrong about that, though, because I don't pay attention to either. But continuing on. Oh. Yeah, that's part of why I like... Ow. So that's part of why I went with this over the other one, is because this is a very fast weapon class. And the speed mixed with the range that this has is just very nice. I mean, maybe if the parrying was easier, I'd go with the other one. Because, again, it is... Or it has a higher critical, which is better for parrying. And backstabs. But... just spamming R1 is so much better in this game than going for parrying. Like Dark Souls 1, you don't R1 spam, you go for parries. Loretta's Bone. For Dark Souls 3, you don't go for parries, you go for the R1s. Bloodborne is a mix of both, depending on what you're fighting. So it's like, if you're fighting small, easy enemies, you go with the R1 spam. If you're going up against a big, tough enemy, you go for the parries. Come here. No, don't do that. Also, while replaying Elden Ring, I figured out that this is just their version of Swarm of Flies. Come on. There you go. That's what I wanted you to do. Attack me. Attack me. The more you don't attack me, They really just committed to pacifism at the end there, didn't they? Now, if they had committed to pacifism the entire time, I would have left them alone. They would have lived. Ooh, rubbish. Beautiful. But, like, that's something that you can see in my runs. Especially in Bloodborne. Because Estishard. Because in Hemwick Charnel Lane, there's a crow that doesn't attack you. And I just leave it alone. I let it live because it doesn't attack. And if something doesn't attack me, I don't attack it. In most circumstances. There's a few exceptions to that rule. Like the little skittery crystal lizards. We got the final Titanite shard. We were looking for a final Titanite shard. We got a final Titanite shard. Now, if you'll notice there, we 2-shot that guy, but 3-shot that guy. The reason for that is because the 2-shot, we were just swinging normally, but the 3-shot, we were holding up our shield. Which there's some weapon classes, mostly thrusting swords and spears, where you can hold your shield up and attack. And a lot of people tout that as a really good thing. And while it is another option, and I think that having more options is good, it's something I almost never go with. For 3 reasons. 1, less range. 2, less damage. And 3, the stamina. Holding your shield dramatically lowers stamina recovery. And I'm someone who likes to be pretty aggressive. Not overly aggressive, but I like to take the initiative in fights most of the time. And so having lots of stamina and faster stamina recovery is very good. And wow, that's a lot of health. Well, a lot was not enough, so oh. 5 Fading Souls. That's like 250, I think, because each one gives 50. Unless I'm mistaken about that. I could be. But anyways. As you can see, taking the initiative is usually a pretty good thing in fights. Whip. Isn't there normally a guy with a hammer? Ah, here. I'd die. That should have hit me, but okay. Alright. I was not expecting them to come down. But good. Happy with that. And here we get another Titanite shard. So you need 12 total because the upgrades are 2, 4, and 6. We got 1, which means now we need 10. And we're at 5, so 4. We can get 1 upgrade, and we need another 4 for the next upgrade. Here we get some rusted coins. We got a hit off, but 'twas not enough. But bonfire and Hodrick. Oh, we can rest at the bonfire. Would that despawn Hodrick? I don't know. Hello. Ow. I did not think they were gonna go for a jump attack. Ow. Why don't you just jump down? Like... My guy, what are you doing? Nope. Whenever he pulls the shield out, I just go into you never attack mode. Because whenever... Yeah, move away from that. Because with the shield, he can parry. And because he's a computer... Did you hear me spamming that? I was spamming it ever since the first hit. Right. Well, the thing about his shield is he really likes to parry, and because he's a computer, if he decides to parry, he does not miss. Like, he does not get that timing wrong. Yeah, just stay back, stay back. Nope. No, come here, come here, come here. Yeah, like I said, he's a computer, which means he does not mistime the parries because he's a computer. And computers don't mistime things because they're computers. And so it really... Coward. But it really gets rid of that risk-reward part of parrying, which is what parrying is supposed to be all about. Is it has a higher risk of dodging and shielding, but on top of the higher risk, it also has a higher reward. Also, the fact that he can press that every time. No. You have way more health than me. What was that? I heard a noise, but I don't know what the noise was. No. Could you hear me just spamming? Yeah, look, he can just sit here. But at, like, the frame I press the attack button, he attacks as well. So he dies 3,000 souls, vertebra shackle. But yeah, people complain about Elden Ring having animation readers, but it's like, it wasn't just Elden Ring. It wasn't just Elden Ring, and they weren't the first to do it. They weren't the only ones to do it. So, is it bad? Yes. But a lot of people I know that complain about Elden Ring doing it praised up and down, left and right to no end the Dark Souls 3 fights, and it feels a little hypocritical for them to complain about Elden Ring doing something, but then praising Dark Souls 3 when it did the exact same thing. But anyways,
Just what?
we can now reinforce this. So that's good. And again, we need 4 more. And then we got another one. And then we can
Oh, and
give him Loretta's bone.
heavens, she was already dead. Thank you. I'm not surprised, though. Almost a relief, really. You can keep the ring as, well, a little trinket of thanks, I suppose.
So he's taking that well.
Goodbye.
I'm sure that he won't crack soon. But here's Yoel, the person who failed to die is ordained.
Oh, our champion of Ash, welcome home. This pilgrim, with a debt in death, hardly deserves to behold this divine flame. And I never would have, had you not taken me into your service. I thank you dearly for this, and assure you of my leal service. As I have said, I was once a sorcerer. Alas, the magic of Londor is a far cry from the wonders of Vinheim. But I can teach you what I know. Perhaps, more importantly, I believe that I can help tease out your true strength. We pilgrims of Londor are keenly aware that those branded by the dark sign possess something quite special.
So that's the draw at true strength, and it gets you up to 5 free levels, but it also turns you into beef jerky. And soul arrow, heavy soul arrow, magic art, so maybe not magic weapon, but these 3 aren't bad. I'm pretty sure that the Shrine Handmaiden has soul arrow as well, which is why, because all I remembered was that she has soul arrow and that he has magic shield, and one of those is good and one of those is not. I mean, it might be good to hear in Dark Souls 3, but I used it in Dark Souls 1, and ooh, no. But we can turn ourselves into beef jerky.
Then shall we begin? Bearer of the dark sign, let your true strength shine. Be safe.
As you can see, not beef jerky, but it does give you a dark sigil. and dying with the Dark Sigil turns you into beef jerky. So that's something to be wary of. Now here, we can sell all these, sell all these, sell all these. We'll get back to this. I don't use these. Alright, so I believe how this is the resin takes longer to put on, but it lasts longer, and then the bundles, you can put it on faster, but they don't last as long, so we're gonna do that. Temporarily boost item discovery. Don't need those. Not in Dark Souls 3. Maybe in Dark Souls 2, but not here. And this isn't the whip run. Don't need that. Not using that this run. Alright. Good.
Ashen.
And let's see. 3,000.
Welcome. Very then take.
So
Let these
right,
souls
4
return
levels.
to
Okay.
Manifestation. Farewell, Ashen Maiden.
I think I'm going to hold off, actually. And wait for something a bit more expensive. But still, this part, we got a second weapon. We got RS stock to +2. We got a few successful parries, which felt very nice. We beat a boss. We talked to Greirat in the shrine and gave him a thing for a quest. We met a new NPC, talked to them. And we got, I believe, 2 upgrades to the Estus Flask. So, and we got to see a new area. So, that's pretty good progress, I think. And, yeah.